Alright, so let's do two things in this video. So as a starter, I want to get rid of this dislike text because we don't actually need that anymore, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete the element there. So that's perfect. So with that sorted, let's make sure that we also have this in here so it does look a bit nicer. And let's make sure we add in the views. So how are we going to do that? We're going to be using Eloquent Viewable, which is a very neat software here we can use. It allows us to count views over different period, create unique views or non-unique views. So all we really need to do is just go ahead and install this. So if you go into your terminal, just make sure you run this. And while it's running, make sure you publish the migrations, and then you also want to go ahead and migrate things. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see now, we are essentially able to see. All right, so in here, you can now see that we have got this views table. It uses the morphs relationship, so we can record views on anything we want. We could even record channel views if you wanted to. It then creates a unique visitor, and you also have the ability to see when it was viewed. So all we really want to go ahead and do now is we want to go ahead and record this view. So since we're using this Livewire component to essentially render out the view, we just want to make sure that we actually, first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and tidy this up a little bit. I'm going to put the public view up here. And then upon mounting it, we want to count a view. So all we need to do really is to mount it, then view, and we're going to view this video, record it, and if we can go ahead and take a look in our application, you'll then be able to see that we now have an error. So why is that? And I think the reason for that is because we need to actually go in and specify the view in here. In the model, we need to say interact with views. And on top of that, we also need to make sure that we have one other thing in here, which is essentially we need to implement viewable. So all we need to do in here is we need to say implements viewable and interact with views. And if we then go ahead to the page now, refresh it, and then head into our database, you'll see we have a visitor. So what I can go ahead now and do is I can go inside our video page component here, and where we're showing the views essentially with this icon here, I'm going to go ahead and pass through number, and I'm going to, let's just put it through actually, number in not support, and then say abbreviate. And we actually don't need this thing because it's already going to be imported, which is perfect. So inside our video page component, what we just want to do is we want to count each unique view, which we can do using the views function again. So all we need to do is just pass through this code here. So as you can see, we're now able to go ahead, display the view. I click refresh, it doesn't increment the view. But if I went ahead and, let's say, for example, ran this query I've created here where we generate a certain amount of views, for example, 1,000 views. So you're welcome to copy this in. I'm going to put this in the GitHub repository so you can easily access it. I'm going to go ahead and copy the ID here. And then all we want to do is just make sure we have this ID set, run it. You go ahead and refresh and you got 1004 rows. It will record when you refresh the page, but you can determine if you want to show the unique views or the non-unique views. So you could even mess around with that if you wanted to. So if I go ahead now and I click refresh, you can see we have 1000 views, which is quite decent. So we're now actually able to work with all that. And as you can see, the like and the dislike button doesn't work if you just click on it here. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.